first episode of Please No Sampling. I'm Dakota Palmer, here with my brother.
I'm Xander Yvette, and this is the Please No Sampling podcast. I fucks with the starting music. This is interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So did you make it or?
Yeah. You know I made it.
That's tight. I don't know. I mean, like, you didn't make this one. See?
Put the delay on it.
That is true.
I made it sound sexy.
You did. You put some stank on it. But not the point. I have like so many different controversial ideas. This is the soapbox that we get to stand on.
I know, huh?
The only person that's forced to listen is you.
For real. Huh? Anyone else can press skip.
Yeah, they could be like, please no sampling. Please no listening for me, buddy.
People make it look so easy.
I know. Joe Rogan just sits across the table and he's just chatting it up with whatever. But also he does different kinds of talking techniques where he'll like copy what somebody says, or he'll be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of, and then he'll like link it to something that he likes or something, so he knows that. So like if you were all like, oh yeah, I'm into music, and I'd be like, oh, that reminds me of the something I'm interested in is like, oh, the old Zelda music that's really relaxing, and you'd be like, oh, Zelda's pretty sick, and I'd be like, Zelda is sick.
Yeah, and he's real good at, if it does have a slow moment, defaulting back onto just MMA or
oh yeah,
boxing or comedy or things that he can just talk about probably for hours uninterrupted. So
yeah, especially since he's had such a big following of all that in his life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we do not have that.
I need to live more days and do more things.
We do have pasts and stuff.
Definitely. If anything, it makes you respect talking as an art form more, because it's hard to think of it that way because everyone can do it.
Yeah.
At the age of like 5.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And some people make you look like it's just rolling off.
Supernatural.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like throwing back and forth. I can get into the zone sometimes, but it's definitely going to be a new dynamic.
It's hard, too, because, like, when I'm working at Calico, I'll see people all the time, and I'm like, I need to draw them into the Mystery Shack and stuff, and I have to talk to them. But it's like, I get nervous sometimes, but when it's like, oh, I have to create small talk or something. So I'm like, oh, man, I have to actually try to introduce myself into this person's life without really, like, overstepping and being like, oh, come to the Mystery Shack. It's, like, such an even balance where I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to pile on somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the weird thing about the idea of like being a salesman. I feel like salesmen seem like the sleaziest people.
Oh yeah.
But also a really good salesman is like easy to idolize too.
Oh yeah.
So it's weird, and I feel like there's almost no in between either. It's like you're either a sleazeball or you're like fucking super confident and fucking like beaming.
Yeah. When I was living in Fresno, I kind of wanted to be a car salesman. I used to jam with my little ukulele down the street and stuff, and like car salesman people would be like, "Whoa, mister. Wow, that's a nice ukulele you're playing right there. How you doing today?" I'd be like, "I'm doing all right." And they'd be like, "Wow, have you ever bought a car?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Well, you have a brilliant attitude on you." And I'm like, thanks. And then like they would just talk to me, and I was like, man, this is cool. I'd love to talk to random people just walking down the street.
Oh, you're like, you're trying to sell me a guitar and I don't have $1 to my name. You're like, fuck.
It's also weird though too, because like if they stop to talk to me, I wonder how much homeless people they talk to too. Probably not. I guess they don't. I guess they choose who they talk to. Yeah. But if they like saw somebody that obviously looks like they are not about to buy a car, they're probably like,
yeah.
But
I'm sure you at least have to look well kept, because you never know. You could have had money or at least good enough credit to where they've probably sold people on cars that can't afford the car. That's probably half their job, is selling you a car that you can't afford.
That stuff is awkward too, because I was with one of my roommates inside the car dealership, and he was trying to buy a new truck, and they kept trying to sell him on stuff. And like before we walked in, he was like, all right, son, you're going to pretend to be my actual son. And if we have to go, you're going to say, Mom needs me to come home, because these people are going to try to sell me on some stuff, and I'm not trying to buy all that. So I was all like,
you were the escape.
Yeah, they kept going on, and I was like, choo, Dad, it's late. I think Mom made some meatloaf. We got to get home. And he was like, I think you're right. And the guy was like, What the wife don't know won't hurt her though. And he's like, sign the dotted line, please.
It'd be funny if the guy you're talking about was so in it, he's like, Mom can wait. You're like, shit, they got him.
He said, hot seat warmers for your dick? Oh, I'm in there.
Your mom can wait.
You're saying there's a place I can store my fishing poles anytime, anywhere? Oh, sign me up.
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah, that was a weird time in my life, too.
Yeah, I bet. I don't know much about that time, other than that you had farm animals. And
I did have farm
that's about
animals.
all I know. I'm like, Xander's up there with some farm animals.
So the weird part was it started because I was hanging out with this girl in high school, and we were getting close. And she was all like, I know you don't like living with your parents because nobody does. So she was like, why don't you come live with me? And I was like, all right, cool. And she was like, yeah, I already got a place and stuff, but we will be living with my dad and my uncle. And I was like, okay. And then we moved up there and everything, and it was all cool and stuff. And we came really late at night, so it was kind of scary. Like, it was all dark, pitch black and stuff, and I was going through this random house to get into this bed of a place I've never even been. So that was like day one. And then I woke up, and like it was weird. I introduced myself to the people that were actually living there, saying that I'm going to be their roommate for a while. I'm not sure how long, but I thought it was going to be cool. But after a while, freaking homegirl started dating a different guy. And that was awkward. She moved out, and I was stuck with the dad and the uncle for like a year.
Yeah, that's super strange.
Luckily, I did get a job at Wendy's and stuff, and like they let me pay my rent by doing work for them and stuff. So I did a lot of yard work. And once they got the goats and the chickens, though, that was like when I did even more yard work, but like it was fun yard work where I wasn't like sad the entire time.
Oh my god, it's getting depressing.
No, because like the goats are sick. Like it would keep ramming my legs and stuff, but I think that's just it showing it loved me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it had huge horns though. It was not fun. And then like I was teaching them, like I was feeding them milk, so they weren't used to like eating grain or anything like that. So at first they would just be like drinking that milk. Like if I had like a jug, they would put their whole entire heads inside the jug. They wouldn't care if they were drowning. They would just be drinking that milk.
Damn. Entire jugs of milk.
Exactly. They would chug that stuff all down.
Oh.
But then we had to stop getting them off of milk. So they freaked out. They'd be like whining all night. They'd be like, where is my milk? I'm like, you guys got to eat the grain. You got teeth now.
Was it milk like from a mother goat or something? Or was you were just like, buying milk? Or?
It was like some powder. Like we had a pet store and they were like, yeah, we got some straight up goat milk powder. And I was like,
wow.
Interesting. So pour that stuff inside a thing and pour some hot water.
What a process. They like took it from another goat, fucking powdered that
shit up.
And then sold it to you.
Exactly. They sold it to the consumer.
That's weird that milk can last forever if you powder it. Like, how do you just got to suck all the moisture out of it? And then
that sounds disgusting. Like, I've always seen that at the dollar store, and I'm like, powdered milk? Put that shit in your cereal and add some water?
Is that how it would? I don't know. Do you use powdered milk for cereal?
I don't know. It is milk.
If anything, you probably mix it before you put it in. But yeah, we didn't grow up like rich or anything by any means, but we never had powdered milk.
No, thank
or
God.
Government cheese.
Government cheese?
Like blocks of government cheese. You've never heard of that?
No.
People getting government cheese, and yeah, we never had that.
That
either.
Sounds nasty. I didn't even like the Kraft singles.
But it's easy to grow up on like macaroni and cheese, and that's still probably top ramen mac and cheese. I'm like, why are people having powdered milk? There's 10-cent noodles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Huh? All you have to do is add some water to that thing.
Yeah.
I don't like I liked top ramen and stuff, but after a while it's kind of gross. The only one I like is the cup of noodles, is the cheese ones.
I get cravings every now and then, and usually when I have one, they're good. When you're not living off of them, they can be good. When you're eating them all the time, yeah, it's like, what? Is this even food?
I remember one time in my life when I was really little, you freaking were up really late and you're like, I'm about to have a top ramen. And you freaking microwaved that shit inside the bag still, and you wrapped it into a burrito.
Well, I microwaved it outside of the bag, but then you put it back in the bag. You drain the water and put the noodles back in the bag and then roll it up.
What?
You've never done that?
What kind of Martha Stewart shit is this?
I think it's some jail thing. I don't know what the fuck, but
So I think it is a jail thing.
And then you cut the burrito out, and it's like perfectly like in a burrito shape.
And it's still the ramen though. It still tastes the same.
Yeah, I mean you could put chips in it and stuff. That's probably what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, Doritos
like
or
add
something.
cheese and chips and roll it up.
I think you did add cheese. That does not sound fun though. I mean, like you made it look gangster though. You're all like, "Let me show you how
like
it's done for real."
Thinking I know something.
I was like, "You didn't have no pots or pans or nothing. You just wrapped that shit up real quick."
Well, you got to do it in a bowl still, microwave it.
Oh, you did microwave it? Oh yeah. Huh?
Yeah, you got to.
Damn.
Takes away all the
That's
thing
where
off.
they get you.
You take it out the bag to put it back in the bag.
I wasn't really a big fan of a hamburger helper either. Well, it depended too. I liked the macaroni one. Like the cheese macaroni, whatever. But I did not like the other ones.
Hamburger Helper is another one of those ones. Sometimes it's really good, and a lot of times it's kind of just not really good.
It's just there in the back.
I think just the sauces that they use, because pasta's good, hamburger's good. I don't know how you could fuck that up.
Yeah, I guess it is just the sauce. The sauce is just like, ugh. The cheese sauce is good, but like the one that's like supposed to be like Alfredo or maybe it's like stroganoff or something, it's like, ooh. And then you put that shit on some white bread though with some butter. Ooh, that's like 5-star right there. That shit's fire.
Just some cold white bread with some butter.
That's the American way right there, brother. People are gonna be like, "Oh, these guys talking about food and their ways of life. That's amazing."
That is what's tight about the name too. Please no sampling, because that could be a food podcast.
Yeah,
it could be really like a lot of different things. I feel like.
Yeah. As long as they're not sampling us, is that? I don't know. I wouldn't care if they sampled us.
No, yeah, that's the whole tongue in cheek of it. That's why at first the idea was to make a beat tape that's all sampled songs called "Please No Sampling," like a almost rebellious kind of. Because I was thinking the cover could be a bunch of records and then that little "Please No Sampling" fucking thing. So you'd just see a bunch of records and it would say "Please No Sampling," but then it's like the idea would be that the tape's made out of all these samples.
Oh yeah, huh.
But then, like I said, found out "Please No Sampling" is penis. And then fucking kind of was driven away from it a little, but still.
I fuck with penis.
Yeah, thinking about it, I'm like, man, it is tight though. Just because it's penis. If anything, that's even more like
hard and
as people would catch on to that, it would be even more of a funny thing. Or like
yeah, for sure.
Possibly you can make merch out of it or something.
Then when you have a group podcast, call it a sausage party.
Now we're getting a little too into it. The food podcast, penis.
You got to have more samples on your board. If it's going to be please no sampling. I mean, these so far aren't samples, but
yeah,
eventually. Oh, we could take a caller. That'd be cool.
Call Will or something.
Sleeping. Oh, that'd be sick. Will would keep us for a whole hour. Oh my god.
All right, let's try it.
We're gonna call our friend Will. Wish we could like do ad reads or something. That'd be cool. Like, got some burning in your gurning? Get some.
He might be busy. Oh. Hello.
What's up, Cody?
Is this Willie Billy?
We got you on the podcast, bro.
You are our first guest on the podcast.
Right now?
Yeah,
how does it sound?
Sounds good as fuck.
Hell yeah, you could hear us and shit?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Were we trying this shit before? Can you hear this shit or no? Hear anything right now or no?
Yeah, I hear some riffage.
Yeah, that's on the fucking sample board shit too.
That's sick.
Like for an intro or something?
Oh.
Yeah. Nice. I'm already feeling it. I always like, welcome to the show, Nickatron.
Yeah, exactly. We're still kind of, it's kind of more of a practice right now than anything, but just kind of getting used to the idea of fucking with the mics.
Yeah, it's tight. I really like hearing my own voice and stuff and trying to feel comfortable and talking about whatever.
No, it is a good way of doing things and stuff and whatnot.
It feels
good.
But
I'm glad you guys called me even.
Yeah.
Feel good about that. I was like, oh, niggas calling me.
Yeah, for sure. I want to see how good it is with the phone thing too, because that's a lot easier way to implement more people, or
right,
keep it kind of interesting. So,
like, we're gonna ring so and so. I'm like, what? Are you for real right now?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I'm just working on some shit, man. I've been in my own little bubble, fucking like overthinking the hell out of everything, and I know that's the downfall of everything, man.
Yeah.
Overthinking is the root of anxiety. Because who starts thinking about anxiety until you're like, okay, I got some heart, I got some lungs, I got a brain. Oh shit, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
just
back
get
in the
on
day,
a
they
weak
probably
ass
didn't
loop.
overthink shit. Back in caveman times, they were just so fucking focused on the moment to moment.
They're like rock,
Exactly.
hit animal, food.
Shit was so much simpler back then. Whew.
It's almost like anxiety has to exist because it's like if you get too comfortable and shit's too good, it's like something's got to be fucking.
You're
You got to
gonna
start
Something's gonna
overthinking
give, yeah.
breathing.
you're gonna eat
Like
the wrong
shit.
berry. Straight
Right.
up.
No, exactly.
Shit's too
That's
good. Am I
exactly what
even
happened.
breathing?
Exactly. No, but I've been working on this shit. I'm just chopping these guitar riffs up because, dude, I got this new bass and it's super
Oh
fucking
yeah, I've seen a
tight.
picture of it. It looked real dope.
Dude, I'm excited because this is technically the first bass I ever actually got. So
Mhm.
well, actually, what happened? I went to Roll Over Beethoven's and I bought this cheaper 5-string bass. It was like $240 for this 5-string, but the intonation and all that shit was all off. I was like, man, this is. So I brought it all the way the fuck home.
Mhm.
Then I plugged it in, tried it out. I was like, nope, I need that other one. And it was like calling me, bro. I literally drove all the way back over there. Told these niggas, like, I came here, just got this shit. I will pay the difference for that other bass and shit. They had no problem. So I just gave them the bass back and paid the difference. I wanted a 5-string, but whatever. You got to give them,
Yeah.
you know?
I think a
But
4-string's
it's easy
plenty.
as hell.
Isn't that what a
I was gonna
usual
bring it
bass
over there
has?
next time I go over there and stuff like that, dude. And it's bullshit. I'm just like stressed out always trying, but I need to remember sometimes to just fucking shit. I'm not in the gutter anymore, so fucking hey, it's gotta
Yeah.
count for something.
It's all steps in the right direction. I mean, and really, what's the goal? Even I don't even know where we're all headed with fucking all the steps we take in the right direction, but just day to
Dude,
day
all I
enjoying it. Shit.
Right, exactly. But still, at the end of the day, I want all of us, including you, Xander,
Oh,
to be at the
thanks.
Bahamas fishing for some shit. Find a new species that I hooked up to. God damn,
Yeah.
that's so much to ask.
No, that would be clean. We're going actually. I wanted to invite you and shit, but you got the baby. I'm not sure if he was ready for camping and shit like that.
Oh, where you guys going to?
We're going to Yosemite in July.
Yosemite National McFucking Park?
Yeah, it's like it's only like 5 hours away. It's like really not that
Right,
bad.
that is not that far.
I mean, when
Man,
you see
you
the
nigga better be
pictures
ready.
and shit, you're like, fucking 5 hours ain't shit for like one of the most beautiful spots on earth and shit. So.
Yeah, Yosemite, and that Yellowstone and all that shit too?
Yeah, Yellowstone's it's actually closer. Yellowstone's like 4 hours away, but I think it stretches all through the sequoias and shit all the way.
Oh, yeah,
to,
that's a whole region, bro. And it's actually
Yeah,
the
miles
first
and miles.
the first
Oh, I know. I
national
got the
park.
Ken
Like,
Burns documentary to try to get into it with the history and shit. Called
Oh,
the
yeah,
National
bro. That's a good
Parks.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Because for real, Teddy Roosevelt, he's on some next level shit. He's like, the beauty. And he went hunting shit. Boom.
Yeah, everyone seems to. Have you seen the fucking? I know that's on some more historical time, but have you seen that documentary Free Solo?
That shit was hard. It's on Disney
Dude,
Plus.
Do you know the mountain in Yosemite called El Capitan? Are you familiar at all with that shit?
Oh, I heard it. El Capitan. Yeah.
It's like a big ass granite boulder. It just looks like a flat wall, pretty much, for like 2,000 meters
Dude,
or
and
whatever.
it's crazy because those regions always produce natural wonders out of nowhere, like just some random shit.
Yeah.
Even like up in the Mammoth, they have the Devil's Postpile, which is like some petrified fucking granite, weird, I don't know, just some crazy hexagon shit that it produced from dead trees. I don't fucking know. It's just the Devil's Postpile now.
I guess with all the land that is on Earth, I guess it would make sense every now and then the roll of the dice just comes out fucking beautiful.
And that's a perfect way to put it. It's a roll of the dice, the wafer, the simple.
Yeah. Do you have like Disney Plus, Will?
Do we have Disney Plus? We only have Prime Video. But is that what that documentary's on?
Yeah, pretty much it's just about this guy that climbs El Capitan, but with no fucking harness or wires or anything.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like a badass.
He free
You know a
climbs
nigga's
it.
committed when he can plummet to his doom.
It's a 4 hour. He did it in 4 hours, and it's like, even though you know he lives through it, it's some hard footage to watch because it's like, what the fuck, bro?
It's anxiety inducing.
Yeah, you're like,
because he's on like
that one was close, Megatron.
he is on a taint hair of like rock, and
Like, he makes those goats look like they got like a fatty ass ledge to stand on. Those ones that be right on the shit. Because he'll
For
be
real,
holding on
those
to like a
motherfuckers
fucking
are-
pebble.
and he like memory maps the entire like where his hands are gonna go and everything. He's like, my finger's gonna go on this divot right here, and then I'm gonna grab
Yeah,
it.
it's like a 26 different like phase. They got the phases all named of the climb and shit.
This is the
Fucking
Karate Kid.
psychos. That's something I could, one of those things that I'll definitely enjoy from a distance, but would never be down for.
Oh, I am afraid of heights. I am too afraid. Like I'd probably want to go up Mount Everest one time, but probably will never ever do it.
I don't know if this is disconnecting or what, but
it probably is the wind. The wind is pretty wild over here.
Yeah. I'm excited for Yosemite though, man. It looks super beautiful.
Oh, I'm excited too. It'd be nice to get out with everybody, whoever's going.
Yeah, it seems like Johnny and Star will go, but I don't know. Be cool if Emma goes.
That'd be really cool. That is our family members.
Yeah, I'm pretty much probably not going to end up posting this one. Just
that's fine.
Yeah, just getting more confident. I think definitely we should try to sit down and write some topics down.
Gotta do what Stevie Weeby does. He's like, I got my notes here, and first we're gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna talk about this.
That is a lot easier too, though. Almost when you're interviewing people that you haven't talked to at long.
That's true.
Conversations, because then it's easier. Yeah, it's easier to naturally flow the conversation of like mystery, like, ooh, and then what happened, and then. But we've both heard a lot of each other's stories, or like, so we'd almost have to find topics that are very specific that we could throw back and forth, or watch things like documentaries or something, and then sit down and talk about them, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool. This is like the book thing. This is our book club.
Even that idea of like, please no sampling it could even go in that realm of talking about documentaries or something.
Like we just watched the first episode of the QAnon one. That was pretty cool. We didn't finish. That QAnon stuff was interesting though. I really liked it.
I know. We need to finish. We had like that 5 minutes left.
8 minutes or something like that. But yeah.
I feel like it's not going to amount to what we want it to. I think that the mystery is almost more intriguing than the truth, probably. But
yeah, I don't know where they're going to go with it. I already understand all the adrenochrome stuff and the 4chan stuff, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like every good documentary that I've seen has that crazy twist, like halfway into the 3rd episode. They're like,
oh man.
And then all of a sudden, he killed him with a chicken. What?
Some of those ones on Netflix have twists every like every episode. You're like, what the? Where is this fucking going? Like that one guy. I don't know if you've seen that one. There's a podcast about this guy that supposedly they think he killed his wife by pushing her down a set of stairs. And that one, like every fucking episode is like a new. Because at first it's like you don't think he did it. It doesn't seem like he did it. He seems like a good guy, and then you find out, 30 years ago, his friend's wife fell down a flight of stairs and died.
Shit.
And he actually ended up adopting their daughters.
Oh.
So those daughters call him dad, even though their actual mom died 20 years before falling down a flight of stairs. And I think the craziest thing is, I don't think he did either of them. But how do you end up in a position where 2 women fell down flights of stairs like 20 years apart?
It's the kids.
And you're
it's the little
no explanation.
It's the little, come play with us, Danny. It's those little kids.
That was a really good documentary, though.
It was like, have you ever seen the movie The Orphan?
Hello? You there, Will? Hello.
Will. You are the next contestant.
I'll leave it sitting here. I'm not sure why it's not working, though.
Have you seen that movie, The Orphan?
Oh, man, where they adopt, it's like a full-grown child.
Yeah, it's a full-grown woman. They think it's a girl.
That happened in real life recently.
Did it really?
I actually seen that shit all on Joe Rogan, too. Yeah, some girl from like another country came here adopted. But I think she was like 18, but pretending to be like 12.
Yo.
But then,
oh man, that's crazy.
You know what I'm talking about, Will?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm trying to make sure I put. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, no, my phone died. I was totally pissed.
Oh, it's okay.
For sure. I was like, this shit is just not working.
Shit.
We were talking about Yosemite a little. Now we were talking about there's like, did you hear about that story a couple years ago where some little girl got adopted by a family and it turned out she was like 20 years old or 20 something, but had like dwarfism?
Wow. I didn't know how to feel that. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe that's a weird thing. Maybe that's understandable.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but then it would be weird to be the parents and you think that you have this little girl, but it's actually a full grown adult in your house.
I'd be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it totally got they like That's mind fucking me. I mean, I got to take that in.
Didn't they make a movie about that with that one guy from freaking The White Chicks or whatever? And
Scary Movie or something?
No, yeah, the same guy from Scary Movie too, but like he's a baby or something, but he's like a grown ass man. You know what I'm talking
that is something. Yeah, I do remember that.
That movie was stupid.
I can't remember the name or anything, but I vaguely do remember something like that.
Dude, that's an intensity level. Because we were even talking like, hey, eventually in life, like, because I'm adopted. So I was like, hey, maybe she mentioned I want to adopt a nigga. I'm like, well, it's later. You know what I mean? We got so we got in a whole little talk about it and shit or whatever. But then now I'm thinking, what if we adopt this little kid and then it's a grown ass nigga?
I think it's probably like a 1 in 100 million chance. And I think this girl was from another country too. That's where they really get you, because if you're adopting anyone in America, they're gonna have paperwork and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if you get some little like Sri Lankan fucking import, then who fucking knows?
They straight up little man.
I think it was something like that, Sri Lanka or some shit. I don't fucking know. Singapore or something. Probably a whole different part of the world.
I hate to seem like racist or anything, but it seems like most people from India are Hindu people. They're the ones with the tails and the extra arms and the.
That's because they like. That's because they like deitize that shit. Like
they deitize that shit exactly. But then even in the African Congo, albino niggas are literally or what's that when you get dismembered or they cut off every limb or whatever. They
quartered?
Make soup like and literally
they quarter him.
Yeah, we were like looking at this story where they're like talking about how this lady, their whole family was gonna get killed and all that shit. They didn't let them take her albino baby to murder him.
Wow.
So it's like, either we all get murdered right now, or we let them just take him right now, and then he gets murdered.
Wow, it's like some little like a Holocaust, like mini genocide, but just only the albino midgets. So there's no one to really speak for them.
Right.
Like the Jews had quite the
first albino Congolian president.
Yeah, when Hitler goes after the Jews, half the world's like, hey, there's a lot of Jews, but no one's speaking for the albino midget.
Yeah, exactly.
All 10 of them are like, fuck.
Dude, when I was in San Diego, I was talking to this weird-ass dude. He was fucking talking about how there's a white tribe in Africa, and I'm like trying to look that shit up. But he was talking about how he was like saying there's this African tribe, and it's all Caucasian and shit. And I'm like, I didn't know if this was smoking too much dope. I didn't get to look into it, but like it sounded interesting. But I'm like, either this fool's really on some shit, or he's really smoking a lot of dope.
Yeah, probably
but
both.
you know what I mean?
It's usually a nice mixture.
Yeah, usually a nice mixture. But he was looking a little ashy, and he was looking a little stiff, and he was looking a little. He was like, and he was all talking about how he was this black man, and he was talking about how he's adopted by this British family. So he got to travel this world with this British guy or whatever who was his dad, white dad with a Negro baby, as he referenced it, and all this shit. So it was a fucking interesting conversation, but it was an uncomfortable one at times. And then we gave him a ride for $10, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, how often do people have these interesting different lives that are like unconventional, and that makes them turn to drugs? And then you talk to them and you're like, I don't know if what they said was true or they were just smoked out, but maybe they're smoked out because their life was so fucking unconventional.
Oh, exactly, bro. Thank you that there's other people on Earth that relate, especially you, Cody. That's what I'm saying, man, because to actually get on a level where shit's practical, because as long as you keep that practical thing, shit can make some sense, even complicated shit. But a lot of people don't want to sit down and take the time. They just rather, but I understand ignorance is bliss to shit, because that's the root of not having anxiety. Mm-hmm. If you don't think too hard about shit, you won't overthink shit, therefore you won't have no anxiety.
Yeah, that's where those monks and shit were on it with the fucking yin yang. That shit is crazy, really. Everything is a fucking balance, for real.
Balance.
Too much and too little of everything. Because you don't want to overthink shit, but you don't want to be the dumbass underthinking shit either. So
you just always got to realize that there is always going to be some bad and some good. It's not always going to be black and white, but there will always be some certain semblance of.
Right. So when you're smoking a blunt, don't overthink shit. But when you're nice and sober or drinking, that's when you overthink shit.
Yeah.
Or, just dumb it down. I don't know. But, you know what I mean? But I'm just like at this point where I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? I'm feeling so good, but stressed out at the same time, because I'm like, I know. But, dude, I'm kind of pissed off about, like, you know what I mean? I wish I would have known that sooner, bro. If here we were thinking my shit was going to run out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Drinking my beer. I'm like, damn, we only got a couple more weeks of this shit. I better find a job quick before runs up and runs out and shit. And plus, I've been telling my immediate quote unquote family that, you know what I mean, I was on an extended leave tenfold. They're like, you've been on this leave for a minute. I'm like, get the fuck out of my business.
Yeah, what difference does it make? Like, if the bills are paid and rent's good and I'm not on drugs, then for real, it doesn't make any goddamn difference.
Exactly, bro. But no, I got niggas up my ass, especially now I have a baby. Even my mom was like, I'll be the first one to call CPS or CFS as soon as you. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to talk. We barely talked the past 8 years, and you want to bring up shit like this. Like,
that's crazy. Yeah, like you weren't even fucking with me, but now that you see a chance to sabotage and shit, it's like you want to fuck.
Yes, exactly. You want to get in where you can.
But you don't want me to fuck up. But if you could fuck me up, then so it's like.
Right, exactly. They want to. They would. I've said this more recently than I realized this recently. I'm like, they would rather be right than me be good.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh? That's why you don't bet against the ones you love, because then you put yourself in that predicament, right?
Right. So I just learned to sever that shit. I know my real family is y'all, pretty much. Y'all, real. Yeah. I'm going to keep it real.
Likewise,
because, and we're all distant fucking cousins. I guess if you think about it, every human is related at some point when you back that ass up. So pretty much all I'm saying is, like, fucking all that dumbass conventional shit that everybody fucking be wolfing all the time, it just ain't worth eating.
Yeah. That's for sure.
But no, you know what I mean? But things are good. Last time I got on my mom, because I was getting on her ass, she tried to say I was going bald. I'm like, just because everybody you're all crushing on is going bald doesn't mean I'm going bald, bitch.
Did you guys...
Even I talking about... Huh?
What were you saying?
Oh, I was talking to... She was just fucking on some weird shit, and I'm like... I want to get to my dad and talk to my dad, but she in the way type shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, enough about that bullshit. I'm just saying it's fucking, it's frustrating, dog, because I'm just, I'm 27 years old and just had my first kid, and it just, like, kind of fucking hurled itself. I always knew I was going to be a dad at one point, but I tried to put it off as long as possible just because I knew what it was going to bring, knew what it would mean. It's like, You ever had a dog die? And I know you have.
Yeah.
Imagine if something happened to I just couldn't handle that. That's why I even put that off. I don't want to feel that those good things, just because I'm afraid of what could happen. I'm constantly obsessing, that obsessive compulsion over what could, always assuming something could go wrong, you know what I mean? And blah, 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 blah. And it's almost like I make it usher in forthwith. Just like how I made my wildest good dreams come true, I also made my worst fucking nightmares too.
Yeah. Like energy.
So, but I try not to dig too much into some negative energy. I try to, but be aware of shit. Don't be naive or did this, that shit. Drop my coaster. Oh, it went under like a fucking air hockey puck. Damn. It did. It went, air hockey puck just hovers.
Yeah. So did you get your stimulus at least? Did you guys?
No, fucking A, I didn't, because we filed our taxes ourselves and shit. Made a mistake.
Oh, shit.
Don't have enough. Yeah, so we haven't got my taxes. I work my asses off for, and I haven't got my stimulus yet. So I'm fucking just sitting here like, and I got to fucking do this. Dude, and I bet you everybody's hitting me up, dude. It's the same day, damn near everybody wants to call me for a job. Pretty much every job I apply for, they're hitting me up, and I'm like, probably because everybody, as fuck. I'm like, but we were just trying to play it safe and make sure, you know what I mean, we didn't get, you know what I mean, in a shitty situation. But then I'm like, God. But anyways, shit's all good.
You have a kid, so it's a little different. I think long term, you should probably be thinking more long term than short term. Because what if when the unemployment runs out and then everyone's trying to get hired again, then you can't find shit. So you don't really get the luxury of thinking, like, trying to make moves short term or quick moves and shit. You got to kind of think long term with it, especially while he's so small,
Right, but either way, dog, I think because her mom, my wife's mom, is fucking pressuring us to get a house. I'm like, lady, chill. We used to be homeless fucking a year ago. God damn, like, chill out. Like, we're glad to have a little fucking square to ourselves. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But they're trying to push the process. But then I'm also like, the way she's talking about how she's helping so and so and all that. She's one of those people that are like, oh, I help you out and shit, and then everybody take my money. And I'm like, don't. I'm like really weary about people's help, because I'm like, I just don't want to get into it, though. I just want to fucking get shit right and get going and cracking.
No, I feel you.
And write music with y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that she's in the right mindset as far as, like, if you get a house, then if you actually buy something, all your money actually goes to mortgage and shit, and then you actually gain value, because if you ever sell the house, you can get back all the money that you paid off on it. But it's easier said than done. It's like, if it falls in your lap, then fuck yeah, but you got to have good credit, and you got to pull out a loan, And once you do that too, you're really diving into the system saying like, I'm going to fucking work a 9 to 5 for the next 10 years because now I have fucking house payments. Like, it ain't no fucking joke at that point. Like,
but unless my tattoo game and hustle game and all that shit gets on the series up, that's what
that's true too.
I'm supposed to be doing a fucking like $800 tattoo for Kylie's friend coming. He's about to drive all the way up from Northern California to come down and do some fucking tattoo on his arm and shit. And I ain't complaining shit. He wants like a tent for the CCC, and I'm not, you know what I mean? Because I even told her before we made the offer, I was like, I'm gonna ask him how much a good price is or how much he's willing to pay. And he was like, oh, it's $600 to $800 sound good? I was like, perfect. Because she didn't want to do. I was like, no, if niggas want to pay some money, let them pay. That's always been my problem, not letting niggas pay me money.
I'm the same way because I feel like once you're accepting that much, then it comes with a certain
responsibility.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe he just got a stimulus or something. I don't know. That seems like a random ass thing. Does he have any tattoos at all? Because it seems random to be like, I'm gonna drive fucking 8 hours and pay you $800.
Right.
It sounds like too good to be true to me. But I mean,
right. But that's what I'm saying too. Because I don't know. I'm just trying to hit that middle ground where it's like boop boop boop. But then still, of course, if he would have drove all that way, I said, bro, if you drive all that way and shit, I'm not really gonna be tripping that much. I'm like, we'll fucking work something out regardless. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for sure. If he drives all that way and he's like, man, I only got 300.
I'll be like, that's fine, my nigga.
300.
And I would definitely ask him, like, hey, you got gas money, bro? I'd be like, here, boom. I wouldn't even leave him hanging like that. But you know what I mean? I'm still trying to be in the more business savvy, you know what I mean, mindset, you know, in which, you know, me and you are the only ones that ever got that direction even at one point. It's just if you think about what happened before as a stepping stone, that's a good start, bro. That's a good start on a direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I need to get more business minded with it, but I think that's what it starts to come in your late 20s, early 30s. You start to think of it a little more from another perspective, and you know, we're still young in the grand scheme of things. So.
Yeah, and I like to think that way, but I feel like an old ass geezer. You don't smoke cigarettes, I smoke cigarettes. I'm probably gonna have. You know what I mean? But that's one thing. I even quit smoking cigarettes. Them motherfuckers are bad, but they're addictive. That goes to show these motherfuckers cram that shit full of shit that makes you not want to put them down. I don't know. It's all a mental fucking bullshit game, but it's like, oh, man. But, yeah, man, I've been working on shit, too, and I'm just like, so I double question. It sounds super tight, but then I hella question it, and then I don't even want to do nothing with it. I'm just like, it's always in a limbo, all of it.
Yeah, I think that's all part of the process, though. Just getting your thoughts down again and starting to shape them, and you know, you'll know the ones, because I question my shit all the time too. But I guess you'll know the ones that when you hear them and you're like, I fuck with that, and then you hear it again later and you're like, yeah, I fuck with that, and then you hear it again later and you're like, man, I do fuck with this one for sure. Like this one's got something.
Yeah, bro. I noticed when I set it down to and come back to it, like. Because then you'll dive too deep into it, and then you're like, listen to every little click, clack, whack on just one.
Eventually, it could be the dopest shit ever, and you'll be like, this sounds fucking stupid. I don't like this shit at all. And then you'll come back later like, okay, wait, there's something here. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
It's weird, ear fatigue and shit. It's very strange, but I don't even listen to songs I like on repeat. So, goes to show, you know?
Right.
If you're listening to your own shit for 2 hours straight, it's going to start to sound ass after a while.
Right. That part, too. I didn't even think about that part. Because, dude, I even been, with everything going, oh, man. But you're the main collaborator I want to seriously fuck with. That's what I'm saying. I think about it. I look around. Because I'm like, it's almost like I was in a coma, dog. We were at this place, blah, blah, blah. Then I fucking just went out the picture for a fat minute, deliberately, not deliberately. It almost doesn't even match her. You know what I mean? And now I'm coming back looking at shit, and I'm like, what in the fuck? I'm like, my nigga Cody's the only one that seems to fucking be, you know what I mean, trying.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to do this shit any which way, like the science shit or whatever. This is what I've always wanted. Do something outside the box and shit. I just don't want to work no 9 to 5. You always hear those people, those famous people, like, I don't think I can do
9 to 5 for the rest of my life. Yes, amen.
So if this is the way, then it's like fucking A, then, you know, I enjoy doing shit, creative shit. So.
Right, exactly.
But I just don't know how to monetize
drugs
it.
Are definitely a fuck up, man. Drugs just fuck up. It's just like, especially something like, you know, hey Ron.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is fuckery. It will just totally take. It won't ever give. Never.
Yeah, but you got to think too. Even it's so easy to think from our own perspective and be like, oh, even you like did it for 8 years or 10 years or however long off and on. But there's probably people like, that shit had me for 25 years or something, you know, or fucking died to
I
it
hear
or
that all the
fucking.
time.
So I mean, to be in your mid-20s and over that hump, man, probably don't know how fortunate shit is, really.
Right. No,
even
you're
especially
right.
before fame, if you have any premonition towards or like wanting to try that type of shit, and then you get famous, you're pretty much done. I mean,
right, because as soon as you get fame and then get to that level, it's all fucked. But if you go through all that beforehand, that's what I was even saying too. I even wanted to, like, I don't know, it's fuck, dog. But I knew I wanted to get all that type of shit out my system before it got to where, no matter how much hype we might have had, that ain't nothing compared to where I planned or assume it's gonna.
For sure. I was talking to Ray Sean last night about that and saying, like, man, imagine if when we started fucking around with Black, if science, instead of going downwards after that point, kept going upwards or something. Like if Tenderloin came out and it just blew up on a different level where it was really like the next post-hardcore album or some shit. And man, that could have gone really bad.
Timing's everything too, and it sucks because like if Tenderloin came out fucking in 2010 even, fucking hey, that shit would have, even don't matter who the fuck, what the fuck, there was just no way to deny. Even nowadays, it's so like, even when it did 2015 came out, but that's the thing I even say, Tenderloin is the album I wanted to write in high school back in 2010. Yeah, for sure. And I wanted that, all those songs and shit, those was shit brewing in my brain for fucking years and shit. And then it just pissed me off because I always, like, especially with first generation science and shit in high school, they were on, like, it's like it reverted. Like, the shit they were trying to do then is like the shit I wouldn't mind doing necessarily now. But then back then, they don't realize that was the thing that, I don't know, fucked it all up for me. Type shit. But still, I felt the ultimate relief and fulfillment. As soon as Tenderloin was done, bro, I felt like I fucking weight was lifted. Like I could finally be put to rest type shit. So, and that's the thing too. I was so scared, bro. I was like, dude, I'm gonna die before I put out something that shows exactly at least somewhat of what I was capable of, you know?
Yeah,
and I felt
for
like
sure.
Tenderloin. And that's a good name too, dude. Tenderloin. That's like a perfect, you know, I wanted names like that for it too. That's a good props on that one, Cody. Dude, I even had a name for some other shit too, and I was like, fuck, I keep losing. I don't know, because it's hard cataloging in your brain. Cataloging your brain and shit, because I was thinking the other day too, I was like, man, a human brain only has so much capacity. You like gotta discard shit to bring new shit in.
Man, I heard someone the other day saying something about it's either excuse or execute. You can't have both. You can't have excuses and executions. I was like, damn, that's a pretty clever little very similar words, but very opposite fucking.
Right. See, and I felt like, but I don't know. I just hope they were all this shit. I just like purged my own self from all that. I wanted to humble myself type shit. You know what I mean? Humble myself and just, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure no matter what I was doing at any point, I didn't want to, because niggas like metaphorically sell their souls to the devil. Like you don't literally sell your soul to the devil. But when I was in San Diego, I literally met a nigga named Lucifer. Thought shit was playing out.
If you put yourself in a position where you got nothing to lose, I guess, then damn near you sold your soul.
Right, but you know what I mean? I think metaphorically it's like, oh, hey, give up all your creative writing, give up any say-so, give up all that shit, and you'll get $1 million deal. And it's like, I always tell myself, I was like, at that stake, it's like, fuck that, I'll be independent. You can get all the money. But, man, hey, bro, now I think that we got this shit. We got this shit, bro. We're just keep doing what we're doing, even if it seems slow and grueling at times. But, hey, what the fuck else we gonna do? We gonna just live and die anyway, so make it count while we here. Do what we can. And we got, oh, man. Dude, think about even at Ben's house at Garden View, what is it called?
Yeah, Garden View. Remember how we would even just be chilling, scraping fucking bud pipes and shit just to get some resin because we're so broke ass. You know what I mean? We could scrape resin and get a 40 at the end of the day if we could and shit. And we just be hard at just chilling, writing like that organic jam. I don't even know what to call that shit. But the way that me and you, I mean, we still got that shit, but it's like, fuck, man. The distance, too, because that's the beauty of not having restraint to shit. Because we would just fucking just go wherever. We didn't have no responsibilities, none of that shit. And that was the beauty of it.
You know what I mean? So we could just throw a backpack and go, or even San Diego, or not San Diego, fucking Huntington. Remember when I went out there and that's why you're a righteous motherfucker. I remember I fucking shot you that amp and shit, and I didn't even care necessarily about whatever money and shit and stuff, but you still, you remembered that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I showed up there and I fucking definitely needed it for some fishing poles and beers and shit, you came through, you're like, hey, remember that shit I owe you? I was like, no. And you're like, here, boom. And we chilled on the pier for weeks, fucking fishing, catching all kinds of stingrays and fucking weird shit and pulling it up.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that so beautiful? We'd be jamming, writing material, and then pulling up sick ass shit until it kick us off the pier.
Yeah, that amp was like the first time I got to actually play distorted guitar at my house and shit, like not someone else's shit.
Nice.
It kind of felt a lot to me, you know. And it had the little aux, so I could hook up some little fucking like a Skylit drive or some fucking bullshit
and
jam along with
yeah.
it. Yeah,
dude, that She Watched the Sky shit, I was not that long ago. I was listening to that shit. Like, I know the after shit, but I think that She Watched the Sky shit before the Wired and Concept, because the Wired and Concept Breathing, that was some Zach Shervy, like all over that dick shit.
I know that album all the way, but I don't really know much else of their shit.
Dude, Wired is a good one. That's one thing. You don't know She Watched the Sky, the one before Wired?
Mm-mm.
Damn. See, but that's one thing. Shervy put in, he was fucking all, but no, that was a good, but that wrapped up that whole era, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To me, when I think about that, that was like, what, 9th, 10th grade or some shit?
Yeah. Right around
No,
there.
but dude, we've had a pretty epic ride. We have had and it's legit history. Dog, we're living in the same world and same shit that all the bombs ever got dropped and all the atrocities that were ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And all the good shit, too. You know what I mean? We live in the same world, in the same sphere, and the same shit. So I think our history is just as valid as the other shit. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. It's all a piece of it.
Yeah, man. I think we got this shit cracking, man. I'm glad you, dude. Your shit looks sick, too. I saw that picture, dog, with the podcast shit. I was like,
Yeah.
Nigga Cody got that shit cracking.
Yeah, I didn't think it fit so good right here in the corner of the studio. I kept that. That's one of the main things that held me back with the podcast is I was like, where the fuck would I do it? Like, where can I put the shit? But
Dog, right there, yeah, perfectly. It's perfect, bro. I'm like, there you go. That looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Especially it's perfect spot for a camera and all that shit too.
Yeah, man. God damn, it shit's beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Cody, dog, because you keeping going and shit or finding a way and shit made me feel hope and keep going myself. So, props.
Oh, definitely, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into this more, this podcasting, and try to like refine it. I didn't realize how much of an art form really just speaking is, but it's definitely.
Oh, for real, dog, and that's what I'm saying, dog. Because the reason I even thought about this too at one point was like, I was like, damn, all the genius shit that we run through sometimes, even, dude, could you imagine if there's some shit we will never be, I mean, that shit for us to take to the grave type shit, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, think about all the genius shit and concepts that we fucking brought to light. It's like brought to the surface, you know what I mean? We like think about concepts, and you, my man, are probably one of the few motherfuckers that actually like, I'll be like thinking on some shit, and then you'll be like, boom, you'll put a mirror straight up, and I'll be like, damn, nigga.
Shit.
You know?
Oh yeah, thank you, bro. You too, for sure.
Hey, but
I appreciate it.
I was working on some shit. I got to piss real quick, so I don't know how to do this. Can I jam some shit? It might sound like crap on the thing. Or should...
Me and Xander could just talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys hit that shit. I got a piggity piss.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, yo.
Dude, I love playing the banjo.
Do you?
I'm sick getting into it. Yeah. It's hard though.
Yeah.
Like it's so but I didn't know the top string was just basically the very bottom string on like the 5th fret.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like ding, it's the same thing.
I guess it's up there just so you can keep it like. Is that the one that keeps it going, like the banjo style, like bing ding ding?
I guess so. That's the one that does the tempo or something.
Something, yeah. It seems like that's the one you maybe keep on just fucking.
I gotta get into it.
Banjo's weird. When I even think of it, I can't even. And I've played a lot of guitar in my life, and I just think of banjo, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. Some fucking.
I like it though. It's sick.
Do you use all the 3 finger picks?
No, I haven't got into it yet.
Just been playing it like a guitar kind of, or like a ukulele, or.
I've been like a ukulele.
Is it the same chords then, or is it like the same tuning? Well, it's the
No,
same chords.
It's not the same tuning.
So yeah, it's not the same chords then. That's
No,
how that
I've
would
just
work.
been using the same chords. Sometimes they sound good,
Yeah.
but I've been borrowing them. Like, and that sounds good. That's like the best song I've made so far. But no,
You just got to watch videos on like a banjo for beginners or like chords. I don't even know how much of banjo is chords. That's the thing. I don't know what the fuck with banjo.
I don't either. I like I said the other day, I did looked this guy up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, banjo for beginners is like a month thing. This is day 1. This is day 2. Blah 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 blah." I watched the first day, and then I haven't watched it yet. So forth. But I did only get the banjo like 3 days ago.
Yeah. Has it only been 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the banjo Lele yesterday. That shit. I've been playing that shit all the time.
And you could take either of them to work and they don't care, or they're cool with it?
I haven't taken the whole banjo to work yet. They haven't seen that boy.
Well, you've taken the 12 string, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they were fine with that?
Yeah, they didn't even care.
What do? You just, while you're sitting in the Mystery Shack area, or you just play it on your lunch or something, or like?
I do sometimes play it on my lunch, but sometimes when the Mystery Shack area is not even busy, like if the place is dead and there's like people maybe walking up or maybe walking down, I'll play it until I see them, and I'll stop. I'll say, "Oh, what's up? How are you doing?" Or they'll be like, "Oh, wow, I thought you were a radio," and I was like, "Thanks."
So are you playing in the Mystery Shack area, or is there like a bench right on the outside kind of?
I have a little stool that I set up.
Gotcha. Like in the front or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool. You definitely got to learn some like Calico era type of. I feel like that would set the vibe really cool if you knew some, not necessarily singing with it, but just like
I gotta learn that
old timey. Or that fucking what's that yodeling kid?
I said,
yeah, you gotta learn that shit.
That should be hard.
Cause everyone would know that.
I want to learn Randy Newman.
Oh yeah, Randy Newman's just timeless.
That'd be sick.
Oh, Xander, thanks for the keyboard, bro. That shit's clean as fuck.
Is it
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's some portable shit right there.
I'm glad you're getting use out of it. I haven't played with it for a while, but I haven't played the other piano for a while either, so pretty bummed about that one.
Xander got a banjo we were talking about.
Yeah, I got a banjo.
Yeah.
And a banjo shaped ukulele.
Yeah, it's a banjolele.
You got both
This shit's hard.
for Calico.
That's like my Uncle Ira. He has that banjo guitar that Joey always plays.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that banjos are steam, man. And that goes to show a banjo doesn't have to be a conventional banjo. You can just throw some strings on a fucking snare drum without the fucking strainer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, banjos are weird.
So,
We were
like-
just talking about, I don't even know what the fuck with the banjo. Like, I don't know.
Does your uncle still do the Calico thing?
Yeah, but COVID-19 totally fucking stuck a fucking
Dude,
shit up
Calico
that-
is fucking popping.
Yeah, we opened the Maggie Mine and the freaking train up now.
What?
Yeah, everything's open now.
For the last, ever
That's
since
good.
Xander started there, on the weekends, Calico looks like nothing, no fucking shit
yeah,
ever
they
happened.
even have the freaking. They have the
Oh,
shows,
Xander,
the shooting
you
shows.
got at Calico?
Yeah, I work at Calico. I'm the.
We haven't
freaking-
told you?
I'm the
Good
leader of
shit.
the Mystery Shack. They call
Dude,
me
that's sick,
Baby
bro.
Hands Alex.
Dude, my Uncle Ira, dude, we need to do that sometime. Hit up my Uncle Ira and just go out there because we used to busk out there. We would go to Calico even on some random ass days and just play his fiddle shit, and they would fucking ring in some bucks.
And Cody
Yeah,
lives
that's
like
pretty
10 minutes away too, so it's like you guys can chill here and then come over there, pick me up, or
Dude,
whatever.
and before my Uncle Ira dies, I want to, dude, he's tried a couple of times to record some shit,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, man, before he dies, I gotta, you know what I mean? I want to show him the potential that, you know what I mean, the recording shit. I don't know. It's a complicated thing, but Ira, he just needs a record of all them songs he jams. And
Yeah.
all it is a fiddle, a guitar, and all you need to do is just, I don't know, just play that shit, record it, a couple takes, fucking decent. You know what I mean?
Get him up there to
Yeah,
Calico,
we
and
could
then
do something
Cody
like
bring
that.
up his
That'd be sick.
gimbal, just record him.
Oh, yeah, I started working on another video with Rayshawn a little bit.
Oh,
Have
yeah?
you seen that gimbal yet?
No,
Oh my
he wasn't
God.
here.
I need to show you the gimbal.
Yeah,
that
you-
shit's fucking
You missed my
kind of
birthday,
crazy.
Damn, I did.
bro. You owe me
I
one
need to
too.
pop out there, bro. I've been thinking about popping out there, bro. It's just fucking just bullshit. My car, too, I mean, I'm always assuming that's just going to break down. It runs good, and it's gotten me far. But here, you going to pop it on the video?
I want to, yeah, but we got like 4 more minutes, and this will be at an hour, and then we'll just, I'll show you that shit. Try to
Alright,
at least get a
perfect.
solid ass hour out of this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey, and where am I going to be able to check this shiznizle out?
What do you mean?
The
Oh, I don't-
podcast. I want to.
Probably YouTube and stuff, but I don't know if I'll even post this one. It's kind of just fucking around. Maybe
this
I
one's kinda
could probably
dry.
throw it on SoundCloud or something.
Bro, you got to post the first one.
It just don't even feel like there was like a awkward moment in the beginning and shit. It's very
I talked about some stuff about Fresno. I thought that was tight. Everybody's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm showing a little
See,
nipples."
but just like even Joe Rogan, dog, he had that first one
yeah,
where he's
it's
like,
all fucked up.
He's just around with filters and shit.
Yeah. That shit is funny. They posted that shit. You can't even hear what they're saying at all. It's just like snowflakes.
Right, snowflakes and shit. He's like, hey, fucking hey, this is
Maybe
and it's
we'll,
crazy where that go, and that's the point. It's a reference point.
Yeah, that's true.
maybe we'll throw out some headphones on Bree and let her listen to this like straight up, and then she'll be the.
I think there's probably no chance of the first one being good anyway, so I don't know what I'm trying to like, what standard I'm trying to fucking reach or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just like with anybody who wants to be legit with shit. Like, that's like with me. I got all this fucking material, but I fucking just like just expecting too much out of shit. And, and there's nothing wrong with that because you just got high expectations, which is good.
Yeah.
It's just like most people won't. Dude, just like me, I want to listen to this gibberish. I want to listen to it, and I want to sit down and be like, hey, you know what I mean? This is great. And it's like you or I don't even know what to call it, but you just want to make it good and make it count and be legit with it. But it's like the beauty of the art is just sometimes you just got to enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
It's like the balance thing again, right? Like overthink and underthink. And it's like trying to reach perfection, but at what point does it need to just be released and fucking imperfect? Let it just be imperfect in the world.
Right, bro. So it's like Sesame Street. The word of the day is
release. Both.
You didn't even have to plug in all the time. Plug it back in. I just did right now.
That's like you were saying with Tenderloin too, like the relief of the release. You know?
Yeah.
I've been feeling that way. Even like that last video that I did with Rayshawn. I'm just so glad that it's fucking exists in its imperfect form. It could have been better in a million ways, but I'm just happy to be done with it and happy that it just exists. Like, okay.
And honestly, it's dope as fuck. I mean, I think it's great, and there's nothing more to it. It's just fucking good, and exactly, yeah. So, I mean, I need to even practice that, bro, just so I fucking see it for what it is, and not, I mean, you could always improve, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, just putting something out is worth it.
When you see the kind of stuff that people blow up off of, it's like, okay, yeah, definitely there's more value in just putting something out than overthinking it and holding on to it and shit.
Right.
Because people be blowing up off of some questionable shit.
How many days you guys plan on being at Yosemite?
Well, man, the thing is, I thought it was going to be some simple shit like, oh, you just go to Yosemite, but no, you got to fucking reserve the spot 5 months in advance.
What?
So and that shit sells out in minutes. So you got to go on the website on the 15th of the month. So the 15th of March, July through August opened up. The 15th of July through the 14th of August. So at 7 a.m. on the 15th of March, I got on the internet. And at first I thought I wasn't going to get a spot, but I ended up getting one, reserving a campground. And it was like a 3 nights, 4 days, 3 nights, pretty much.
Dude, that's sick, bro. Dude, even if we don't end up going or whatever, bro, I mean, or that shit, record it, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to catalog it for sure.
That shit up into some fucking good shit.
Man, if it's dope enough, I'm trying to make a thing of it. Like, if we live this close to Yosemite, we should probably be going there. Like,
right.
Like you're saying, the first national park, they say it's one of the most beautiful spots for sure in America, but then even in the world, I'm sure. I mean, it's got to be, as far as natural beauty goes.
Right, exactly.
The Valley of Yosemite right there.
Recording shit, like even camera-wise and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got this little video camera, but I'm about to just get a bloggy just to get back in touch with something I'm comfortable with, and then go from there.
Yeah. They're probably fucking good as fuck nowadays. The bloggies, they've probably gone through like 10 variations and shit.
Right? They probably got a dope-ass little bloggy now with some USB.
Mm-hmm.
You just plug in the bloggy USB, and then, because I have fucking Adobe, whatever, but I just need the fucking shit to be, fucking A, dude, so much. And it seemed like, years ago, I had more energy, but I burned myself out. But I don't want to feel that way. I want to just buckle down and say, get back to that hard-ass, wheelbarrow pushing ass guy I deep down in.
Mm-hmm. You know it's there, bro. You just got to fucking harness it again. I think just got to, I don't know. I think you'll feel it though. It's not like that thing's dead or gone, you know.
Right. My son's a little champ though, bro. He literally wants to just stand up all day. He's very 3 months, almost 20 pounds. I guess that's a big son of a bitch. He's fucking chunky as hell.
That's a big son of a bitch. That's good.
He really
all
is, man.
that crying for milk.
Oh,
coming through.
He's fucking legit, bro, and he just wants to kick it with me, bro. He'll literally be upset all day until I come back. I mean, since I've been doing stucco, some typical construction shit, and then he'll just be waiting for me all day. And then when I come back in, man, he wants to chill with me. He'll just stare at me too, just stare at me, stare at me.
Oh yeah, that's
what?
cool. Hey, I'm gonna.
I got my little dude. You know what I mean? My little
Yeah,
camp.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this and show you that.
Here, I'll go to the video right now, right?
Yeah, we'll do it in a second. All right, so that's the first episode.
I thought that was pretty good.
Please no sampling podcast.
Yup.
Check it out.
Bye.